Due to the graphic nature and coarse language of the following presentation, listener discretion is highly advised. Additionally, the cast and crew of Two Nerds and a Mohawk would like to urge anyone under the age of 16 or easily offended to please stop listening immediately. You have been warned. Thank you and enjoy the show.
That's a great intro. It is a good intro.
I like that.
Kind of leaves you, it's a cliffhanger intro. It's like, oh, this could be dirty. But it's not, you sick freaks. I know all you bastards out there were thinking, because we know our audience, we know you're all perverts like we are. Eating out. Now get your dirty little minds out of the gutter and sit back and listen. It's Uncle Booda spins the tail. Alright. Now to set this story up, I got to go back a few years back when I was into powerlifting. I used to do bench press competitions and stuff like that. I worked out at a gym with a bunch of other dudes who did powerlifting. So we all tended to be on the same rotation or whatever. And what we called it was cycling. There was a fat cycle and a lean cycle. And just like women tend to do with their cycle, our cycles were synced up. It was one winter, we were all on the fat cycle, and we were all getting down, working out one day, and there's like 6 or 7 of us. Big dudes, like I said, all powerlifters, like the average weight was probably 300 pounds, right around there. So we're all lifting, working out. At the end of the workout, the guy that used to train me, he says, I'm kind of hungry, anybody want to go out for food? Everybody was like, yeah, sounds good, let's go out for food, and we're like, well, where are we going to go? How hungry is everybody? Well, a bunch of big fat bastards. We were all pretty hungry. So somebody goes, oh, hey, how about Ponderosa? I said, no. I work at Ponderosa. I do not want to roll into Ponderosa. I eat there like 5 days a week as it is. I do not want to roll in there today and eat.
You can only take so much Ponderosa.
Too much of that dog meat, you're going to die. So, exactly. So we had this Chinese buffet that just opened up in town recently, and somebody perked up and said, hey, how about the Chinese buffet? Of course, everyone's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go down to the Chinese buffet. And we pile into our respective cars, all 5 or 6 or 7 of us, whatever it was, roll down to the Chinese buffet. We get out of the cars, walk up to the door, and go in the door, and I swear to God, the little Asian man who ran the Chinese buffet's eyes got about as big as plate saucers when we walked through that fucking door. I mean, don't get me wrong, I grew up in northern Michigan, so there's some big fat people. He's used to that. But he saw us all walking in and he knew that he was in trouble. On a gram scale, yeah. So we go up to the counter and, you pay for your buffet, whatever, and they take you to your seat. So we all sit down at this big table together and we just start eating. And everyone's eating and eating and eating and eating and eating, and it just continued on for like 2.5, 3 hours. We're sitting there eating. The one guy that used to train me, he polished off at least 27 plates of food, like just heaping piles of Chinese food. I was probably good for a good 10 or 15. The other guys with us, who knows. But anyway, we get to a point where the little Chinese guy or Asian guy, I don't know if he was Chinese, I highly doubt it, but whatever, he comes up to us and he goes, no more food. You pay now, you eat. And we all gave him this what the fuck look, because this is an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. What do you mean we gotta leave? We're still hungry. He's like, yeah, all you can eat, man. So, the guy that was training me is trying to explain to this man, he's like, no, we're not done. We're gonna leave when we're done. And this little Asian guy's like, no more food for you. You pay, you now, you get out, you leave, go. Freaking the fuck out on us, just screaming at us. Other people in the restaurant are looking at us, and this guy's just losing his mind. And so the guy I'm with, he kind of stands up. He was a very intimidating human being. This man was about 6'4", probably weighed 380 pounds. He could bench press a fucking Volkswagen, no problem. Yeah, stands up to this little 2'4" Asian guy who must weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. And he's like, I will leave when I'm done eating, motherfucker. A little bit of princess right there. So he walks past the guy, he goes over to the egg drop soup container, just picks the entire container of soup up and brings it back to the table. I just ate like $900 worth of GFS food, you know? and this poor little Asian guy just flipped out. No, not the big dude that trained me. He just sat there and ate that whole container of egg drop soup right in front of the guy. Pushes his chair out, stands up, looks at the little Asian dude and says, okay, now I'm done. And walked out. So, we were all listening again a couple weeks later, and somebody brings up the subject again. Hey, who's hungry? And somebody says, hey, Chinese buffet? And we all just start falling out laughing. I'm like, there's no way that guy's going to let us. I said, he's going to pull a fucking gun on us. But everyone's like, no, we're going. We're not going to go there to eat, but we're going to go there to mess with that dude. So again, we roll up, come to the door. We didn't even open the fucking door. Little Asian dude was right there. No, you don't come in. You don't come in, eat our food again. Slams the door in our faces, locks the door. Wouldn't you let us in? We're sitting there knocking on the door. He's like, no! He's screaming to the door. No! Don't go in! No! Yeah, we're like a bunch of zombies. So, there was a big enough community of us power lifters there that eventually the hometown restaurants, I grew up in a very small town, about 10,000 people. Eventually the hometown restaurants had their own price for us. So if they had an all-you-can-eat menu, we paid about $3 or $4, maybe $5 extra of what everyone else, the average citizen, paid during that cycle because they knew we were going to come in. We were going to eat. Like I said, I worked in Ponderosa, and those guys came in one day when I was working, and they just sat down and started housing Ponderosa buffet. I used to work on the hot side where we cooked all the food, and I must have cooked about 13 bags of wings. Yeah, 50 wings, big 50 wings straight in them bags.
Whole buffalo out of it.
So, finally my manager comes up to me and says, hey, Zach, you know these guys, right? And I'm like, yeah, let's with them. He's like, could you ask them to leave? And I was like, well, I can ask them. I don't know if they're gonna.
Well, we have a window or
And he's like, well, I don't want to go ask them because they're
so crazy.
kind of scary. And I was like, that's a legitimate problem, I understand. So, I had to go out there and I'm like, hey guys, come on. It's time. Go. Go on now! Yeah, if I thought about it now, in retrospect, a few years later, I should have used little Chinese guy's voice and went out there and started yelling at him. But at the time, I wasn't thinking and I didn't do it. I feel...
You eat all chicken! Go ahead!
No more chicken wings! All chicken wings gone! You eat all chicken in world! Chicken and steak! Chicken and steak now! We make duck wings! We must make duck wings now! No more! So, anyway, that's the eating out story. Like I said, you bunch of perverts, get your minds out of the gutter. This is your Uncle Booda signing off for Two Nerds in a Mohawk. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that can't be good.
So, as I previously explained, I grew up in a very small town, and to understand the scope and the limited brainwaves of the people I grew up with, I'm going to tell this story. Way up northern Michigan, there's this little town where I grew up. And it was near another town called Traverse City, which in northern Michigan is the only thing resembling an actual city. They got a mall, they got places to shop, places to eat out, stuff like that. Other than that, northern Michigan's a wasteland of fucking Walmarts and Tractor Supply stores.
I got good beaches up in Traverse City.
Yeah, Traverse is a nice area. It's full of dirty hippies, but it's a nice area. It's still a nice area.
None of the beach is on the lake.
Hey.
It's gotta be ocean.
Quiet, California boy. So, Traverse City was kind of like, I guess you would call the cultural hub of northern Michigan, which is a sad thing to say, but it's true. So, there's a family that grew up in my town. We're going to go ahead and call them the Johnson boys to protect the names of the guilty and the innocent alike. The Johnson boys were notorious scumbags, dirtbags, just all-around assholes. All of them except for their youngest brother, who I used to actually wrestle with. He was a big guy. But other than that, his older brothers, all total douches. Traverse City being the cultural hub of northern Michigan, they had everything over there. Johnson boys one night got a little hopped up on probably past Blue Ribbon and I don't know, some fucking country music, whatever rednecks get hopped up on.
That moonshine.
Yeah, maybe some moonshine, who knows. And they decided to get it in their heads to take a run over to Traverse City, Michigan, and beat them up. And I apologize for using this word in advance, which is the only time you'll ever hear me say this, but and beat them up some fags. Right. So they roll over to Traverse City, you know, obviously a little drunk, definitely stupid. I cannot overly express how fucking dumb these people are.
Sure you don't want to give up the names, man? I mean, this is to make it easy.
Yeah, I know. I should just tell their names just so people can fucking avoid them and not breed with them. But, so they roll over to the gay bar, and they send in one of their buddies. I don't remember his name anymore, but they send in one of their buddies first, and they're like, all right, here's the plan. You go in, find a fag, lure him out to the parking lot, like you're going to have sex with him or something, and we're going to beat his ass.
Is this what people do?
This is what they did for fun. Alright? These are, like I said, these are fucking backwoods mutants. You can't really lump them in with actual society. They're fucking scumbags.
Don't they have, like, cars to take apart or something?
Yes, they have 15 cars with no wheels up on cinder blocks in their yard. Definitely.
Take apart one of them there,
Take one of them cars out.
If you're prepared, you might have one working car.
Exactly. Hey, what can I say? People do dumb shit when they're drunk.
Dumb shit without
The Johnson boys didn't need no alcohol to do dumb shit, that's for sure. So, alright, so the one dude goes in, and apparently he starts picking on this gay guy, or, I don't know, antagonizing him or whatever. And apparently this gay dude was a pretty big fella, you know, he worked out. And the dude they sent in was a little skinny run, you know. So, yeah, exactly. So anyway, finally, you know, skinny guy convinced this big gay guy to go outside and fight him or whatever. And the Johnson boys, all three of them, decide, all right, time to pounce. Well, what they didn't count on was this gay dude. Not only was he a big motherfucker, apparently he knew jiu-jitsu or taekwondo or some kind of martial arts. Oh no! So basically, what happened is the Johnson boys and their friend got fucked up by a gigantic gay guy who knows martial arts.
Moral of the story, do not count anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, my daddy always told me, you know, I was a bit of a scrapper back in the day. My daddy always told me, you're always going to run into somebody bigger, faster, stronger, meaner than you are. This guy just apparently carried a rainbow flag in his back pocket. So these guys, four of them get their asses kicked by this homosexual gentleman. And I can't verify this, and I hope it's true because it just adds the fucking spice to the story, so I'm going to tell it the way I was told. Apparently the homosexual guy looks around at all four of them laying on the ground. Says, you know what? The only thing I like better than sucking dick is whipping ass. Turned around, walked back into the bar and sat down and finished his drink. Don't underestimate people. So, yeah. The Johnson boys should have known you can't ever underestimate people. As I said before, these are genetic mutant retards who don't fucking deserve to live, but they continue breeding.
Some people
So,
should just not be allowed to breed.
Exactly.
Just them.
Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, watch out. Be careful who you pick on, because somebody might just know some fucking jiu-jitsu. You're Uncle Booda signing off. Thanks for listening.